Boys, sorry about the delay. I was a bit busy today, so I'll just come in now. Let's get this started. So right now the markets are pretty much shitting itself. Bitcoin gets manipulated so hard right now. This is why we're seeing a massive dump. You guys can see it pumped, from 57k all the way to almost 60k, and then randomly within like 5 minutes just decided to dump to shits. And this is why we are seeing this current situation with the altcoin market. Everything is more or less dumping really hard. Bitcoin dominance is breaking out now. Altcoin liquidity is getting sucked out. This is just pure manipulation. You guys can see even the USDT chart is trending higher. Good to see everyone as well, though. Jobin, good to see you, my friend. Simon, Rana, Sammy, Stilyan, Armzilla, good to see you. Miffy, Black, how's everyone doing, bro? Gold, it broke out as well. Everyone knows when gold breaks out, all that it means is that is a risk-off environment. So people right now are scared. This is why the market is dumping. This is why everything is going to shits. It's all because people are scared right now. September is always bearish as well. So people are just more or less sitting on the sidelines until the rate cut. Now we do have very, very important data coming out realistically in a few days. On the 6th of September, there is going to be unemployment. If it does come in hot and it comes in, really, really bad, the market is going to crash significantly because they're going to be scared of a recession. And I think if it does go higher, I think the Fed will cut, maybe 50 basis points. I doubt if unemployment goes to 5%, that they're only going to cut 25 basis points. Because as unemployment goes up, the market tanks significantly. I think stocks will sell off, crypto will sell off significantly, and we'll probably see a decent crash. King Casper, good to see you. Lavar, Matt, Crawford, Minato, how you doing, buddy? Black, Khalid, walaikum salam, my friend. How's everyone doing today? This is going to be a quick stream because I got football in a bit, so it has to be a very quick stream. However, I just wanted to update you guys on the current market situation. These times are going to be difficult. You could probably buy an altcoin the last week, 2 weeks, whatever the case is, and now they're starting to go back down. These type of stuff you have to stomach because the move up is going to be really, really big. When you consolidate or you go down for this long, all it means is the move up is going to be explosive. We have been ranging in this little line here for quite a long time now. It's ranging quite and this is normal. This is quite normal. Now the Fed has said they are going to go back into QE. That is, one of the bullish things that we can look forward to. Well, they haven't specifically said they're going to go into QE, but they did say, that they are going to change monetary policies. They said that inflation is on a steady track to 2%, and we are ready to adjust monetary policies. This is another word for QE. And this, for those of you that don't understand QT and QE, generally when inflation is high, the Fed goes into QT, which is quantitative tightening. They're trying to get liquidity out of the markets. The Fed's job is to make the consumer feel poor in the simplest form. That is what the Fed is trying to do. The Fed is purposely trying to crash the markets. Why? Because if you're a consumer and your cryptocurrency and your stocks are all-time highs, what do you think is going to happen? You will feel more rich because you've made more money in the stock market. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep spending. This is what the Fed is trying to battle, spending power. That's it. So, this is the most important thing is you have to have liquidity for these times. And this is something that I've been urging everyone that's been watching me to hold your liquidity. You should be at least 10-15% in stables in case we crash significantly either this month or later in the year. And that 10%, you could get everything, 30% cheaper. Some projects dump harder than the other ones. Some projects hold up better than others. But in general, your average project will dump a decent amount. So, I don't think it's a bad idea to be a bit risk off at the moment, especially with these altcoins dumping, especially with gold breaking out. There's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. But like I said, this is all part of the process. The whole point of this is to shake as much people as possible. Eventually, when everyone gives up, that is when we go into a bull market. So do not panic. Do not be scared. Just be patient. You don't get rich overnight. It takes time. You have to stomach the 50% drops, because this is how crypto is. Some days, some months, your portfolio will be up 50%. Some months your portfolio will be down 50%. But then we wait till the QE, because when that happens, your portfolio will be up 10x, 20x, 30x, maybe even 50x. It all depends on when you bought and what coins you bought. So I would patiently wait now. Wait for at least the unlock. Well, at the moment, I am waiting for unemployment before I buy anything, because if unemployment comes in hot, the market is going to take a massive beating. We could see Bitcoin in the low 40s if unemployment goes to 5%, because that will be the trigger point, for a recession. Well, for at least an announcement, or it's going to be a trigger point for a crash in the markets. So that's what I'm waiting for. I don't want to buy now, start accumulating now and everything drops another 20, 30%, then it'll be pointless. But there's so much manipulation going on right now. It's ridiculous. Like I said, people don't realize the banks get this data. I think the banks get the data like a day or two before everyone else does. But, yeah, the hat signs a boring market. That's exactly right. When I wear the hat, it means that the market is boring, my hair's a mess, and I can't be bothered to fix it. Apparently, GSwift revamped the tokenomics. I am not aware of this. If that's the case, then I do like GSwift as a project. I think in terms of gaming, I look at GSwift as a small immutable X. So if GSwift has fixed the tokenomics, I think that's very bullish for the project. Now, I haven't heard of anything like this. We can have a look on their Twitter, see if they've actually done it or not. But like I said, I've not heard of anyone of these guys doing it, such a thing. I didn't know these guys had so much followers. It's crazy. It doesn't look like they have done anything. Maybe it's they partnered with Fetch AI. That's pretty big, that is. I like that. That's pretty bullish. If these guys have revamped their tokenomics, there we go. So we burned 50 million worth of tokens and unrevealed partnerships with Fetch AI. Proof that we're on. That's pretty big, actually. They burned 50 million tokens. How much is the supply? Oh shit, it's 1.4 billion, but I don't think 50 million is going to do anything. Still, not a bad move though. It's quite a big move, and the partnership. If they've they joined the Fetch AI Foundation. Okay, I didn't know Fetch AIs were doing stuff like this. Pretty big. So burn includes 3-step recovery, enhancing the so new market cap 20 narrows gap of fully diluted. We are now well positioned for. Let's have a look at this. So the market cap now is 29 million, and the fully diluted is 57. To be fair, that's not actually too bad. That's actually not too bad. 29 million is quite high though, but I would say that's not a bad move. Damn, it went from 5 million to 29 million. So this has more legs to go down, I think, because every unlock, the price is going to go lower. Actual total supply 9 months, 6 months cliff, 14-month linear, 12 months cliff. So the seed guys have 12 months cliff from today, from August days. That's pretty good. 6-month cliff is pretty good as well. So that's the liquidity. I think that's a good move, actually. That's a very good move. So they have revamped their tokenomics, but then now the market cap is 22 million. So, how much excess can you really do? I do like GSwift though. How shall we go about our dry powder now in September? I would personally wait to unemployment, Simon, before I buy anything. That's what I would do. I mean, during that time, anything could dip even more. I mean, I think Alt took a massive beating today. I don't know why. And this is the thing, right? Alt's taken a dump, but then these guys said they're going to get a tier 1 listing. So, they said within a year they're going to get a tier 1 listing, but these guys get it pretty quickly. I think. I don't think they're going to wait a whole year. They're going to do it when the market's hot. But they're going to add more liquidity. They're going to get tier 1 listings. They're going to fix their tokenomics. Because I'm sure this probably throws a lot of people off. But they're going to do all of this stuff. So, this is why you don't buy anything. Just wait for this to more or less consolidate our price before buying. Don't just DCA every little 5%, 6% drop, because that's not the best way to DCA. You have to wait for this to bottom out somewhere, then buy there. For now, this doesn't look like it wants to bottom out. So I wouldn't touch this for a decent amount of time now until it bottoms out our price. For now, I'm not touching it. 100x long on gold. We need 90% USDT when the crash is here. Bitcoin to 32K for sure, and the bull run won't start till June 2025. That's a very pessimistic way to think, my friend. I don't think you got to realize, my friend, I don't think the Fed is going to wait till next year, June, to start cutting interest rates and boosting the economy. I think that's very, very unlikely, my friend. There's always a possibility. I don't want to be ignorant and fully, but like I said, the Fed is already going to start cutting in September, and they've already said it's time for a change. And you guys got to realize, the only thing that can bring us down to 32K would be like a recession announcement or a full-on recession. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. It's very unlikely that this is just going to go to 32K randomly from 57 to 32K. That's a massive drop. That's like almost a 50% drop. There has to be a reason for that to happen. Now, you tell me what that reason will be, because I don't see the reason why Bitcoin would drop almost 50%, in a very short period of time in the next 4 months, 5 months, whatever the case is. But, the fact that you're going to miss out a lot, my friend, if you think, Bitcoin's going to go down to 32K and the bull run won't start till June 2025. I don't think that's the case. Like I said, the Fed is already cutting now. They've already signaled QE. I don't know why people would be pessimistic now. I know this dump has probably shaken so many people out of the markets, but it's very, very unlikely they go into a full-blown recession. Like I said, the only thing that will bring us down to 32K would be a recession announcement. At the moment, it's not there. Like I said, the yield curve, the 2 years and the 10 years is very close to being inverted, which generally signals a recession, but it doesn't come straight away. It can come 6 months down the line. It could come a year down the line. It will come at some point when that gets inverted, and it hasn't happened yet. And the Fed is aware of this, so obviously they're going to cut rates. They have to cut rates. If America does not cut rates this month, Japan is going to increase their interest rates, which will cause another massive crash, because people will start selling everything, including the stock market. I don't think they will do it. The stock market is a massive bubble as well. The S&P 500 is a massive bubble that will pop eventually. I don't think they will do it now. Not in an election year. It's very unlikely. You guys got to realize the only way that we crash is if they default on the debt. Do you honestly think they're going to default on the debt and lose their spot as the number one in the world? Because they don't have the infrastructure anymore to get out of a full-blown recession. That's what's going to happen if they don't print their way out. They will do it eventually, but I don't think they're going to do it anytime soon. These guys, all they know is to print. They don't know any other way. It's very unlikely that they're just going to randomly default on the debt, because then everything's going to collapse. Like there's people like, you're saying the Bitcoin is going to go to 32K, but then there's people like BlackRock accumulating. So I would rather follow the big money than some pessimistic view. That's very pessimistic, though. Does it make sense to sell altcoins now and buy back after the dump? I don't think that's a wise idea, my friend. No one knows if it's gonna dump, and if it dumps, it's not gonna dump like most people think. It'll probably be another 20% drop. That's it. Another 20% drop will bring this back down around here, very close to its previous lows. Maybe a 30% drop, whatever. And this is the thing: not all coins, not every single coin is going to drop. Very, very unlikely that every single coin is going to drop. Some coins don't even move too much. It doesn't matter how much it drops, they won't move. But you guys have to stick it through. You guys made it through this long. It's pointless to get out now, to be honest. And this is the thing, right? We could be so pessimistic now and we could say the market is going to dump. But if the Fed comes now on the 18th of September and cuts 50 basis points, the market will go parabolic in a very short period of time. This is why you shouldn't be so pessimistic. So just be patient, my friend. We could have one of those left translated cycles where the Fed cuts so much so quickly and then we go parabolic in a very short period of time. Now, that's not my base case. I think they'll do it slowly. I think the bull run will start Q1 2025. I don't think it's going to be the case where it's going to be June 2025. I think that's way too far ahead. Yeah, don't worry about too much about the likes, Minato. It's only going to be like a 45-minute stream because I got to go somewhere after this, so I'm not too bothered. Last bull run lasted 1 year, October. That means we don't have much time left for the pump, right? Bull run is already October last year, might be over now. Oh, no, that's not the case, my friend. I mean, technically, we haven't had the bull run yet because we've always been in QT for the past 3 years. We get the explosive bull run when we're in QE. And so far, we're not in QE. We haven't been in QE for the past 3 years. So technically, we're not in a bull run, technically, especially for altcoins. I mean, if you go look at the altcoin market in general and you zoom out, it's like it's not that much as most people think. It's not like up here. You see how this is a real bull run. This is like you can't really class this as a bull run. You know, it could come down here and this is the thing, right? Generally, you get a bull run when the Fed adds to the balance sheet, which they haven't done, because when they add to the balance sheet, it means they're ready to start printing heavy amounts. This is what happened down here. You guys can see the Fed added to the balance sheet. Crypto started going higher and higher and higher to the point where we put in a top up here. Altcoins put a top up here, and all this was a crash, the pandemic crash, and then recovered instantly because they started printing way more. So, there's always scenarios like this, but I mean, compare this to this is not. I wouldn't class this as a bull run. Technically, we've been a bull run since. If you base it like that, we've been in a bull run since the FTX crash. Technically, even though most projects probably rugged by then, but we are going to break past this trend eventually. Right now, the trend is not looking good, but both Bitcoin and altcoin pairs are almost coming down now. Maybe another 20% drop would do it, and that will be the lows. And by then, this should break out as well. The dominance should break out as well by then. So for now, just be patient. Just accumulate slowly. You don't have to buy large amounts. You could start buying large amounts when the Fed adds to the balance sheet, which they haven't done yet. But if, like I said, if they cut 50 basis points, the market will rally in a very short. It will be an explosive rally because if 50 basis points bullish, 25 basis points not going to do anything. If anything, they'll probably sell off a little bit. But I'm just waiting for the unemployment data to come out because then you can know which way the market is going to go. You can go risk off or risk on. We'll have to see. I would potentially stake. If you're going to stake for 3 months. I personally don't like staking though. If you go the next drop, if it does drop on Zillow, will probably be like mid 40s. 44 is my base case. The next drop. Unemployment data getting priced in. God knows this. That's also true. These institutions get the data before everyone else, so they'll get the data before us, and they will. These are the market makers, so of course they will get the data before us. They get it like a day or two before us, so they price. If the price starts, dumping, then when unemployment data come out, it could be bearish. Just like last inflation data, the market rallied into the data on the day of the release. It sold off, so that's pure manipulation. This is exactly what happened. It was over here. I think the market pumped when at like 64K, and then when the data came out, even though the data was bullish because inflation came down a little bit, the market just sold off. It's just pure manipulation that's happening right now. The reason is Iran. Look, Iran's not that much of a big factor, my friend. They're not going to go to war. It's very unlikely that Iran and Israel is going to go to war. It's very, very unlikely. I don't think they'll let it happen. Recession is kind of likely. Housing market. The housing market is fine. There's nothing wrong with the housing market. S&P 50 down, 20% down. Yeah, but just because this is the thing, right? Crypto prices everything in before stocks. So this is why stocks are all-time highs, and crypto is going down. Crypto prices everything in before stocks. Stocks just ignore everything until some massive news comes out and they just randomly sell off huge. Whereas crypto prices everything in slowly. It prices in way before stocks. So by the time stocks crash, Bitcoin could have already bottomed and it's not going to dump anymore. This is how it is. I think Bitcoin always crashes everything first. Yes, they will default. I don't think they will default. Why would they default on the debt? That's crazy. That is. To say they're gonna default on the debt is just crazy. They're not gonna do it now. They'll do it at some point. Well, someone's gonna come. This is what these guys do. These people that come into office, they just kick the can down the road and they just wait for someone else to deal with it because these guys know they're here for 4 years. They're in term for 4 years. They just do whatever they can, fill their pockets, pay off, do whatever the donors say, and then they'll get someone else to deal with all the problems. Eventually, someone is going to come and default on the debt, but it's very unlikely that it's going to be Trump or whoever comes into office now. It makes no difference. They are going to continue to print. This is the only thing they can do. You guys got to understand economics to understand this type of stuff. Just do a little bit of research in economics, and you will understand why they will dump. Why they will continue to print. Because you guys got to think of it like this, right? If the dollar goes down, is bearish for America. If the dollar goes up, is bearish. Why? Because people start selling their treasuries. So if the dollar's up, their treasuries are worth more, and they start dumping. This is why America is in a very fucked up position. So the only thing they can do now to stimulate everything is start printing their way out. Print their way out. Use the treasuries to boost the economy. That's what they do. This is a very common thing. It's very simple economics, and this is what they've been doing all along. And if you guys watch them, you watch anyone that understands economics, they have realized that every single time they give out stimulus checks to boost the economy, it has to be bigger than the previous one. This is why every single bull run gets bigger and bigger, because the stimulus checks get bigger and bigger, because money becomes less valuable as everything gets more expensive. So the stimulus checks have to be bigger every single time. So when they boost the economy this time, your stimulus checks are going to be a lot bigger than what they were previously. This is how they boost the economy. This is the only way they can boost the economy. It's going to happen to the point where they can't print no more and they'll have to default, and it will be a massive depression. It will be a massive depression. And there's another chart that I've seen a few days ago. Most of these gains and losses that these institutions have been doing, all of them been losing significantly for a very long time. For the past 2 years or whatever, they've been losing a lot of money. So of course they want an economy boost as well. At the end of the day, these big institutions like BlackRock and these big banks, they're the ones that control the government. They want the rate cuts, and as soon as they want the rate cuts come. It's that simple, bro. You think Powell's in charge? Powell's not in charge. Is it big companies that's in charge of the governments and the Fed? This whole total fee drop from March on would look like a tiny chart. Yeah, look, don't worry about anything now, bro. Just if you own crypto 100%, like I said, just zoom out, go do something else for a bit, and just don't worry about crypto too much at the moment. Everything's gonna go down. This is why we get into altcoins. Altcoins are not here to be stable coins. They can go down 20%, go up 50%, or go up 100% the next month, 2-3 months. You just have to be patient enough just to wait and watch it through. Like I said, even shit pumps at 5x in a bull run. As long as the team don't rug anything now, they will pump in the bull run, especially if they're a good project. They will do at least a 10x. So you just have to see it through, my friend. And this is why you slowly accumulate. Don't accumulate every 5% drop, because then by the time the crashes happen, you don't have no USDT. You buy during crashes. You don't DCA during little dips. This is why, don't buy anything now knowing that there's a chance something could dip. Be a bit risk off at the moment. That's what I would do until we get a little bit more clarification in the markets. That's it. There's some good DCAs long term. Everyone knows RWA is going to be the future at some point. So accumulating RWA projects now is not a bad idea. That's what I would do. I would start accumulating RWA projects slowly. If it was RWA, there's like 200 projects max in the entire crypto space. So it's not saturated. And there's very few good ones anyways. So you have to be very picky what you buy, but you can pretty much buy anything and you'll still make a decent, a little bit of X's regardless of what project you buy. When the narrative kicks in, everything pumps. You want to buy the ones that pump the most. This is how it works. You're not a genius by just buying a project and it does a 5x, 10x. That doesn't make you a genius because realistically, as long as you buy anything in a bull run, it will pump. You're a genius for timing it. You're a genius for getting the ones that will do 30x's, 50x's, or 100x's. That's how you do. Don't forget BlackRock for USDT around 55k and higher. Bitcoin to 35k likely not possible. Yeah, that's exactly right. You mean you mean by Bitcoin, not not USDT. That is also possible. Like I said, these institutions like to play around with people's money. So if you think everything's going to drop, most likely everything's going to go back up a little bit, or Bitcoin at least. This is the problem is, even if Bitcoin goes up or down, our altcoins are not going to follow Bitcoin at the moment because everyone's risk off. And if you're risk off, why would you go into altcoins, the riskiest of asset classes? So we go into altcoins because we want to make life-changing money. And this is the only way we can make life-changing money in crypto. You're not going to make life-changing money buying the top 10 coins, are you? Or Bitcoin or Ethereum. You're not going to do that. So you have to just be patient enough just to wait. Like I said, when Bitcoin goes up, everything follows anyways. I think so, yeah. There's a lot of manipulation. So when they dump to, basically liquidate the longs, that's another good case as well. It's a good argument. No, I don't think the MiCA regulations go. Look, you guys got to realize USDT is going to be safe. Why? Because they buy treasuries. The whole treasuries. So why would America let USDT die if they hold treasuries? USDT holds treasuries to collaterate against their own USDT, against their own pair. So these guys hold treasuries. So it's very unlikely that Europe is going to regulate USDT and try to kill it. It's not beneficial for them. Whoever holds treasuries is not going to be. That's one thing that America will not let die. And USDT is a massive company. They make billions, and they hold billions of treasuries. So if they get liquidated, or if they have to basically, I don't know, get shut down or something, for example, what do you think they're going to do? The first thing they're going to do is sell their treasuries. So it's very, very unlikely for that to happen, my friend. Very unlikely. But like I said, I think with USDT is a little bit safer. Slap the like button. We want to slap the market makers for Nimile. Hugh, how you doing, buddy? Happy, good to see you as well, my friend. China hinted putting out interest rates again in January. Putting up interest rates. Oh, that's not a good move. Oh my god, the mouse joy fuckers are here. I appreciate Armzilla for putting you here, my friend. Directed me here. What would you say is the most likely situation for the next 3 months? Yeah, so the most likely situation is, my friend, it all depends on unemployment data today. So unemployment data today, or not today, sorry, on the 6th, comes in pretty decent. Unemployment comes in as expected. The market will be happy. And if we get a rate cut in September, generally after the rate cut, the market does have a little sell-off. That all depends on how much they cut rates. If they cut it 25 basis points, the market isn't going to pump. If anything, they will sell off. Stocks generally sell off. I think that is when the Bitcoin dominance will top out. When they capitulate. Right now, I can't really show you on here, but on the next stream, I'll show you guys the Bitcoin altcoin pairs. They closed the month below, and what that generally meant is they have another 20% drop left in them, and that 20% drop. And this is mostly the top 10 coins, by the way, or top 20 coins, the polka dots. And, these are the ones that's going to drop more than low caps, because low caps don't follow the general market. Last time when most project dumped, these micro caps don't really pump. They don't really dump. Sensei didn't dump. Community didn't dump. These are micro caps. They don't follow the general market. This is why I always tell people, buy your micro caps first, because they're micro caps. They can go down 50% and go up 50% the next day. But they're less likely to dump. because there's not enough money into them. Most people are just holding them for the bull run, you know. So this is going to be a lot of shakeout this month. I think it's currently starting now. A lot of people are so scared right now, but it's not anything to be scared of, in my opinion. You just have to stay free. But October is normally bullish, so the first rate cut don't do anything to the markets. The second rate cut is a little bit bullish. The third rate cut, the market starts taking off. But then after the third rate cut, we generally find out if you have a soft landing or a hard landing. And one of the biggest reasons now, that most people have not bought into the market significantly is because of the 2-year and the 10-year yield curve, being like 0.03 basis points away from being inverted, which is a massive thing. That's what the Fed is trying to battle now. The yield curve on the 3 months, 10-year 3 months is fine. It's like 1%, but then everything else, the 2-year and the 10-year, is not looking too healthy. So this is what the Fed is trying to change, and this is why they've been forced to cut interest rates. So personally, after unemployment on the 6th, I will decide if I want to stay risk on or risk off. That will be my decision that I'll make. Because if unemployment comes in, very, very harsh, the only thing that's going to happen is the market is going to sell off significantly in a very short period of time. We'll see a massive dump, and then I would buy back lower. That's what I would do. At the moment, I'm just chilling. I'm not buying anything at the moment. Crypto God, very good to see you, buddy. Lova, good to see you. What the fuck? How is there so many mouse trade fuckers in here? Where's my mods, bro? My mods, stop banning these fuckers. Yo, these guys are spamming my shit. What the fuck? But where's my mods? Can you please stop banning these guys? What the fuck? I'm just seeing 1,000 messages. Nah. Where's Hoove, bro? Someone get Hoove or one of my mods in here, bro. I need to start banning some of these guys, bro. They've literally spammed 1,000 messages. Yo, Hoove, start banning some of these mouse troy fuckers, bro. What the fuck is this? Yo, Hoove, just mass ban these guys, please. What the fuck? Crypto God, mass ban these guys. I just scroll down to about 200 messages of these fucking spazzes spamming the messages. It's literally Gem 2024. Fuck off, bruv. Fucking idiot. Ban, yeah, exactly. Ban these guys. Yeah, I'm behind 1,000 messages because who've banned all those guys above. All those mouse troll guys, ban them instantly, bro. What the fuck? I just seen them spam like 500 messages. It's crazy, guys. But they hacked my stream. That's exactly what they done. They hacked my stream. Someone mentioned about OTK, but I don't even know where the message is gone now because of these fuckers. Oh, there you go. Do I think OTK has more downside in the near future? I want to start a bag. My friend, if you don't have a single bag of OTK, right now is probably the best time to accumulate, at least an initial position. It went down to like 26 cents. 26 cents, yes. It probably will go back down. So there's no rush at the moment. Just be patient. And just put your buy orders like 25, 26, my friend. Don't, if you don't have a single bag of this project, I would definitely start accumulating some. This will do really well. Yeah, exactly, Cole. And that's the benefit thing. I mean, anything you buy now, realistically, will give you crazy returns in 4 or 5 months down the line. When they switch back into QE. So the only thing I'm watching now is when the Fed starts adding to the balance sheet, which is this blue line here, and they haven't done it yet. And when they do it, they're ready to start printing aggressively. When they add to their own balance sheet, they're doing it for their own portfolios, pretty much. That's when they start buying heavy amounts. And you guys, I've already shown you guys what happened last time they added to the balance sheet. We had that parabolic alt season. and they're going to do it eventually. It's only a matter of time. You just have to be, strong enough to stick it through. Altcoins now are really struggling. It's following this consistent downtrend. It might consolidate here before going lower, but eventually I do think it will go lower, and that will be the final lows, because as soon as that happens, there has to be a catalyst now to bring everything down, and that catalyst will bring the stock market down. And as soon as the stock market is down a decent amount, they're going to come to the rescue. Eventually, the stock market bubble will pop. It's always popped at some point. Whether we have a great reset, whether we have a big recession, depression, whatever the case is, the stock market will dump to shits at some point. I don't think it'll be at this time though. Deuce, how you doing, brother? It's very good to see you. Says Labour in office more scary. Yeah, Labour's fucked. The creator of Fifi is also the creator of Happy and Public Market on Fifi. To be fair, Fifi is not too bad actually. Fifi is not too bad. I personally don't hold it, but a few people in my private group bought FIFA and they done pretty well. Yeah, Minato, I need to make more mods, bro. I'm pretty risk on, about 10% USDT, 10% Bitcoin, 80% in alts. Is it time to risk off and get more USDT? At the moment, no. I mean, if unemployment comes in hot, then yes, you need to risk off. At the moment, I would say no, because it's not for certain right now. If unemployment comes in good, and we could start moving up in October very quickly. But like I said, when you gamble in the altcoin market in the low caps, you have to stomach your portfolio being down 50%. It's part of the process. You have to just endure it. Yeah, anything Maelstrom executable, ban all of them. They came here and just mass raided it. This is the second time. This is the most they've ever done. I think last time it was like 4 or 5 of them, and I kicked them out. I don't know. Can I ban people? Oh shit! I can ban people as well. Oh, I never knew that. Softflex, we needed you, bro. Supri, how you doing, buddy? It's very good to see you in here. Most likely, I think Bitcoin will go to 50K. Yes, most likely. If you're not, I think he'll go to 55K before he decides where he wants to go. 55K is the next level before he decides he wants to go lower or higher. But like I said, the only reason we are dumping so hard is because we got ahead of ourselves with the ETFs. That massive pump we had with the ETFs, we got way too ahead of ourselves. And the market is going to probably dump for another couple of months, if not consolidate here in this range before we start moving up. So eventually we are going to go up. If you guys watch the stream, just watch it back. I explained why we're going to move up. They're not going to default on the debt. It's very unlikely. So what they're going to do is just print their way out. This is how they boost the economy. We've spent 3 years in QT. Why all of a sudden people want to go bearish? We just spent 3 years in QT. Eventually they're going to have to go into QE. Eventually, yes. So, and eventually will probably be next year or early this year. Or later this year, sorry, or early next year. So I don't know why people have this opposite belief. All of a sudden, we're going to go down to 32K. If you, the average person, thinks that we're going to go down to 32K, my friend, we are not going down to 32K. Very unlikely that we'll do that. And it's not because of Iran or, these wars only crash the market 10, 15%, and it just recovers. So you probably think everything's just going to wick massively down to 32K. It's not going to happen. It will recover, it will hold, because these wars, when the Russia and Ukraine war happened, the market didn't give a fuck. It dumped a little bit, but no one gave a fuck afterwards. After a week, it just became like a normal thing. The same thing is going to happen if Iran and Israel go to war. It's not like they're going to start blasting nukes at each other. They're just going to have a conventional, normal war. It's not going to be good for, fuel and all these type of stuff. But, that war is not going to crash the markets to 32K, my friend. I would say the only thing that could happen is a recession announcement. And that dip will only last 3 days, 4 days, that's it. Because they're going to come to the rescue. They're not going to go in a full-blown recession. Not in an election year, I don't think. Very unlikely. It's not, I can't say something is guaranteed that, but it's very unlikely that they're going to go into a full-blown recession during, an election year. And the fact that we've been in QT for so long, And you could, there's plenty of economic people that's argued that we've already been in a recession. So if they do announce it, it would only be an announcement, and they're ready to print their way out. Whenever the general definition of a recession was 2 consecutive negative GDPs, which we've already had in 2022. So it's not like it's a random thing that's randomly came around. We've already had it. We've already had, and they just never declared it. They've changed the definition of a recession now. Now it has to do with unemployment. State by state, unemployment is not that bad at the moment. But if it goes to 5%, it will get worse and worse and worse. And eventually they will have to go into a recession. And that's when they have to start cutting interest rates very sharply. Why do you think they cut interest rates? To avoid unemployment going higher. Because you gotta think of it like this, right? If the average zombie company has to pay a little bit less every single month or whatever, whenever they pay back their loans, if they can pay a little bit less every single month because interest rates are lower, they can afford to take on 1 or 2 or 3 extra customers or extra employees. This is the whole point of interest rates. Interest rate cuts is to boost, to avoid unemployment from going parabolic. This is what happens. But it's at a very critical level. Once it breaks out of that level, it will go parabolic. This is why the Fed has to cut rates now. It's very important for them to cut rates and boost the economy before everything goes to shits, which I don't think they want to do anymore. Inflation, the Fed knows they can never get inflation to 2%. It's completely impossible. They've printed too much money. The money has been, they're never going to get to 2% ever. As long as it's somewhere close, 2.5, that's good enough, I think, for them. So as long as we slowly go down to 2.5%, then they're gonna start turning the printers back on. They know that inflation is never ever gonna go down to the 2% range ever. They've printed way too much money for it to go back that low. So for now, you guys just have to chill for now. Overkill, how you doing, my friend? What do you think about hyperinflation? Is there a possibility in the near future that could trick us? Because I know there's always hyperinflation chance. And this hyperinflation is realistically, if they cut too early or they print too early, there's a chance that we could get, a hyperinflation. That's all it is. And hyperinflation is when, inflation comes back, but it comes back 10 times worse. There's a possibility. At the moment, it's not the likely case, my friend. At the moment, and then if it happens, we'd already get a bull run before it, anyways. Because the only way we are going to get hyperinflation if they start printing ridiculous amounts of money again. So there's a possibility. This is the biggest thing about the Fed. They've already said they don't want to repeat the 1930s, where they cut too early or they cut too much too early, and inflation came back around, and it came back around 10 times worse. And we don't want to have that scenario. Yes, the market will be more boring and we'll probably be choppy. But if you get hyperinflation, we're probably going to spend a decade trying to get our way out of it. A whole decade, 10 years. This is what it took last time. It'll probably take even longer now with the amount of printing these fuckers do. So, I think we'll have a bull run before we get hyperinflation. This is why this bull run is so uncertain at the moment in terms of how long it will last. It all depends on, 2019 wasn't that bad because interest rates wasn't that high, inflation wasn't that high compared to what it is now. And they've spent 3 years trying to fight this. And it's a battle between consumer and the Fed. The Fed wants to crash the markets, wants to bring stocks lower, wants to drop crypto because it makes you guys feel poor. You have less spending power. Therefore, demand goes down. Therefore, inflation goes down. That's all it is. That's the simplest term of what the Fed's job is to make you guys feel poor so you don't have the spending power that you had last year, when everything was going parabolic. I guarantee you everyone felt rich and started spending stupid amounts of money on whatever because the crypto was up 20x, 10x, whatever the case was. This is what the Fed starts, battles. Yeah, fuck them. They're no longer here. Why do I have Dynex in the not worth column? Yeah, my friend. So the reason I don't like Dynex, I don't know who's shilling Dynex to you, but you have to look at Dynex, objectively, and look at Dynex, in a fair and normal. I don't hold this token myself, and I don't plan to hold this token, and I got nothing against this token. Right? What I tend to do is I'll give you guys the best advice for your own portfolio. I mean, you have to think logically, right? During the massive pump in January and February, when every single AI coin did 10x, 20x, 50x, 150x, whatever the case was, most AI coins and deepin projects went parabolic. What did Dynex do? Dynex did not even pump during January and February. You guys can see it went to 57, went up to 67 and dumped back down. Then somehow in March, when RWA projects were going parabolic, this randomly decided to do like a 2x or not even a 2x, less than a 2x. And since then, all it's done is come lower. So, and keep in mind, this is old token. They don't have no money. They don't have the best exchange listings. And, the exchange listing is not too bad. Mexigay and BingX is okay, not too bad. But no, this is a token that's done hundreds of X's already. It's done over 100x already, and probably is still up at least 90x now. So why would you buy this token now? And the problem with these type of tokens is you've already found them way before. You guys find these type of tokens when they've already done 100x, because they come from the likes of TradeOga, and they come at very low market caps, 30k market caps, 50k market caps, 100k market caps, and then they come and they get launched on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap when they've done like 100x already or 50x already. This is too late, my friend. There's too many tokens similar to Dynex, and it's not one that's I don't think it's gonna give you that much returns. We've already seen. I mean, this should be a big indicator, a big concern for you guys is during the time when most AI projects went parabolic and AI and deepin was the hottest topic, this didn't even pump. That means no one cares about this. They don't have money to market themselves. Marketing is an important part of crypto, and this is something these guys lack. And they don't even have a docs team properly. You can't find a CEO that's behind this project. You can't. You can find people with their face blurred out. If these guys do AMAs, but if they saw, if they're not dodgy, why would they not show their face? It doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they show their face? It's not like these guys are doing anything important in the world that they're going to be, targeted by the elites or something. They're not doing anything important, bro. I think this is the first time the mods have had something to do. I hate the mouse joints. Normally it's like 4 or 5 of them and they fuck off, but this time it's crazy. Is it a good time to buy some QORPO? I bought 10k yesterday for less than $700, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are advocate watcher of my channel, I've been telling you guys QORPO will go below 10 cents. QORPO will go below 10 cents for several months now. And yesterday it went to like 6 cents or 6.5 cents. I do think this can continue to go lower. Why? Because, this month is historically bearish. So this is not going to pump randomly when everything else is going down. At the same time, there is still more unlocks in September. So I do think this can go lower. Why? Because the early investors for this are still, up on the investments. So there's no point buying this right now, my friend. This will go below 5 cents, and I would consider buying this, myself, maybe around 2 to 4 cents. That's when I would start buying this. At the moment, the early investors are still up because they're barely up on their investment. As soon as they get their tokens, they're going to dump it instantly. Because once they broke even, then they're not going to dump at a loss, are they? But these guys made so much money on this. It's ridiculous. On their investment, this was a very good VC call. But I wouldn't touch this, no. Not at the moment. When it goes lower, I would consider buying this. I like 6 million market cap. You probably go down to like 2-3 million, or probably 3 million. That would be a very good buy for this. Then you can make money on this. You're not gonna make money on this buying somewhere up here when it first launched. Every single gaming project that launches goes to shits. Is probably the dumbest thing you can do is buy a project when it launches, specifically gaming projects, because as gaming is not a very, very popular narrative, it just dies down. Gaming goes parabolic when there's a lot of retail in crypto. At the moment, there's no retail in crypto, not many. They're all gambling on meme coins. They're not going to go buy your gaming coin off you or pump your gaming coin. They're going to go gamble on meme coin, lose their money, call crypto scam, come back later when Bitcoin's at 100K. That's what they do. If we dump on Friday, I would start buying a little bit more. Yes, I wouldn't buy heavy though, but I would probably buy heavier. Yes, it depends how much we dump. If we down below 48K, yes, I would buy heavy. Have you seen? I sent you the new animation of Fifi. First look at AG after the live. I'll have a look at it, bro. But Fifi looks pretty decent though. What do I think about November, December after third rate cut? Do we have time to long small DCAs as capital first flows from large middle caps? Yeah, I don't think the market's going to start going parabolic now, my friend. It'll probably take, the Fed is not going to go into QE instantly. So you have to just be patient. Be patient for now. Would you be bullish on unemployment rate versus bearish? Yeah, so if unemployment goes up, my friend, then it's not bullish. If unemployment goes to I think it's 4.6, 4.7% now. If it goes to 5%, we are fucked. If it goes if it stays the same, then it's fine. Because the Fed is going to cut and it's not going to go parabolic. I am short on time today, so I'm going to get through this very quickly. I'll be live for another 10 minutes, then I got to get out. Because I'll start football at 8, so I need to leave it in 10 minutes. Dyson, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so the reason Buffett is selling all his stocks is because stocks are all-time highs. It only makes sense for them to think it. It only makes sense for them to, for him to sell. That's all it is. Crypto is different to stocks. Like I told you guys, stocks tend to, delay everything. They don't price anything in until some big news happens. They just continue to go higher. They just brush it past. Whereas crypto is different. When gold breaks out and is de-risk environment, crypto takes a beating. This is how it is. Stocks just catch on to everything later, whereas crypto prices everything in beforehand. This is why I'm not too concerned if stocks go down, that crypto is going to go down with it. Stocks not generally sell off after the rate cuts. When I say risk off, no, I wouldn't sell anything 60% down. No, it would be pointless. Anything you kind of broke even on, just take some profits, or you're down 10, 15%, sell some and buy back lower, because it doesn't matter about how much money you have in the coin. It's about the amount of tokens you can generate. So for example, let's say you go a sensei at 0.01. If you can buy at 0.08, but you're down 10%, you can sell that and buy back 0.8, and you'll get way more tokens for the amount of money you have. That's all it is. It's not about the amount of money you have. Think about the amount of tokens you have. That's the most important thing during these times. Shinobi, how you doing, buddy? With Japan raising rates and US dropping rates at the same time, what do you think will happen? No, look, the reason Japan won't raise rates, they've already said they're not going to raise rates. If or if US doesn't cut rates, Japan will not raise rates. That's what it is. So America has to cut rates in order for Japan not to cut rates. Yeah, this is something I've struggled as well. I fail to understand BTC is not really famous amongst RWA projects. These guys more than this because they don't do marketing, my friend. This is the problem. I held BST at one point. I thought it was a very good token, but they don't do no marketing. They're probably making their money outside of crypto, so they don't need the crypto money. This is what you have to take in consideration. This is why the scammiest projects pump the most, because they inject the most money into marketing, because they want to make money and get out like anyone else does. So with BSD tokenizing a bunch of shit outside, they're probably making their money outside. So they probably don't care too much about the crypto shit. But it will pump. It will definitely pump. BSD is a good token. I just don't think they just lack marketing. That's the problem. That's the one thing I don't like about that project. They lack marketing. Maybe they're marketing the bull run. I don't know. Oh yeah, if you don't sell, then you're gonna lose everything, bro. Everything's gonna crash to shits. Peter, how you doing, buddy? Very good to see you. Send link how to join the private group. Yeah, Peter, if you want to join, the link is in the description. I don't have the thingy up because I don't really care about shitting it anymore. There's limited spots anyways. There's 20 something spots left, so I don't even like shitting it too much. But the link is in the description. You're better off buying with Buy Me a Coffee because the fees are lower. I don't know why, but the WAP fees are just retarded on fiat. So you're better off buying on Buy Me a Coffee. The fees are very low on Buy Me a Coffee, whereas the WAP it charges you extra for some reason. Omar, walaikum salam. Andreas, thank you very much, my friend. Khalid, walaikum salam. Buddy, spicy mayo. I mean, spicy mustard. How you doing, bro? What are my best projects to pick for this crash? Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few projects you should buy. OTK, AGI. These are very safe projects. I don't think they're gonna rug. Tech Term or AI Tech, Relio, Sensei, Naka. Injective as a safety net. If you look, when I talk about immunity should be a very tiny percentage of your portfolio, like 1%. I don't. This is why I barely talk about immunity unless someone mentions it. I talk about these projects because they're newer. Immunity and Sensei and Sensei, sorry, are brand new projects. They haven't had a bull run yet. This is why they can probably do more gains than the likes of AGI and AI Tech. But these are more established and they can get better tier one listings. Or today mentioned that they're going to get a tier one listing. They're going to get a tier one listing. They've said it. They're going to fix their tokenomics and they're going to get a tier one listing, which for me is very bullish. Alt team is very solid, but the ecosystem is not developing too much. What do you mean the ecosystem? The ecosystem is developing. I don't think you guys realize Alt has like 8,000 customers for their storage. Their data, AI data hub goes live at the end of this month or early next month. And they're forming partnerships every day. When you talk about the ecosystem, I don't think many people can compete with the ecosystem of Alt. I mean, forget about the price action. Just look at the partnerships they're raising. If you're talking about ecosystem, this is one of the biggest companies in the world. I don't know if these guys have 9.9 million funding every single year. This is the type of partnerships they do, my friend. Dynex has a docs team. Have they doxed their team? They probably got forced to dox their team, my friend. But I'm still not bullish on it. They don't have no funding, bro. It's a good project, but it's not going to give you life changing money. I don't know why people hold it. Cheeks. Softnote is approved on Android. Ted's Softnote app has been approved on Android. That's solid. They're probably going to get approved on other one as well. All right, boys. I'm going to wrap up this live stream now. Like I said, it was going to be a quick 1 hour live stream. I appreciate everyone that came down. I'll probably do a better live stream tomorrow. I'll do a longer live stream tomorrow. I'm going to drop a video and a live stream tomorrow. So, like I said, the alt ecosystem is pretty massive. They've worked with the likes of the biggest universities in the world. They work with Ford, a bunch of other companies as well. So it's definitely growing. This is what alt's doing, helping with Ford and some other big companies. So the ecosystem is growing, my friend. Yes. Yeah, new all-time low on alt, but don't buy alt at the moment though, because alt it needs to find a bottom before it's worth buying. At the moment, if it's just going to continue to go lower, I don't like buying stuff that's only going to go lower. So I would potentially wait on alt before I buy another bag. And this is why the best thing is to DCA. So I always tell people to DCA, keep 10-15% in USDT because most of these coins can go lower. And eventually it'll bottom out, eventually it will bottom out. But thank you guys for everyone for coming down. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. But I am running a bit late.